And look at Randy Orton slithering.
Oh, watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out!
KO! Here's the cover.
Hey, what's up guys? And we're back today with another vid, this time looking at the T95E6, which has been a while, but today we're looking at the, well, 3-marking process for this tank. And actually, the first game is a 3-mark game. The second game in this vid is a game from yesterday after I've already got the 3 marks, but I figured instead of just having one video with just this game, it's only like 6 minutes long, I might as well include both games, because, yeah, why not? So, first game, we're on Arctic region, obviously tier 10 matchmaking, and we're going to do the obvious play, at least from my perspective in a medium tank, is going to the right flank on the AB line over here, just because the other flank basically just becomes a death corridor, and you just get locked down, and you really gain no map control going that way majority of the time. And when it's in counter, you don't really have to worry about it as much, as we get a nice first shot of damage into the 13105, which is kind of surprising considering the gun handling issues of this vehicle. But we put another shot into the Panzer wagon after he goes on to spot it, so 2 shots of damage so far. Now, what are the 3-mark requirements on this vehicle? Pretty low actually for a tier 10, which isn't too surprising. It's only about 4,500 damage to 3-mark. And that's just to maintain the 3-mark, I suppose. You really want to do probably around 48 to 5,000 to really make progress on the 3-mark. But as long as you do 4,500 damage or around that figure, it kind of fluctuates a little bit, but you won't really drop. You won't drop. So it's fairly easy, quote unquote, 3-mark for tier 10. If you're looking for, you feel like you're in that kind of ballpark, to start doing stuff like that, and you want to try to give it a shot to 3-mark at tier 10. This is probably definitely a good vehicle to try that on, just simply because of the requirements are very low. The tank's mobile, so it's flexible, it's easy to shift around the maps and get damage. And it also has good view range, so you can get that assisted damage. So it's not something that's going to be difficult, or at least it has the best potential to get a lot of combined damage put out there for a relatively low mark at tier 10. So it's a good starting point for somebody that wants to get into that type of thing. But this game has kind of progressed weirdly. This is a very, very aggressive play right here. I don't recommend doing this that often, but I looked at kind of the situation. Most of their tanks are on that corner. They don't have anybody in the dip, where I would usually spot from on Arctic region, around the E4-ish. So I'm actually pushing up with this RU's at, and maybe even a little further, because it looks like our light tank down low, there's nobody up on their platform at around G6. So we were able to take advantage of that and push all the way over here, and now we can get some easy flanking shots into these guys without being harassed. And we're also fairly safe from already here, because we have the huge mountain right behind us, and now we're able to just put the DPM out of this thing at a fairly close range and a fairly good position too, because we can also use the gun depression to maximize our turret armor, which isn't great because obviously you have that giant cupola on top as we take our first shot of damage, but you obviously are able to hide the hull armor in this position. So this is definitely an ideal kind of situation for this tank. We're not too far range, because that's where the gun in this thing really struggles, because it's not that accurate. But this is just ideal for us right now. We're picking up some assisted damage as well. We've already picked up 2,200. Honestly, right now, where we're at, it's probably enough for the 3 marks. So right now, anything past this is just insurance, pure and simple. As we block another shot from the Centurion, we're going to focus in, take him out. His gun's more of a threat from the Paladin. We have these 2 tier 10 mediums, but they don't really have a shot on us there. And here we're just chasing damage a little bit. We put one into the Progetto as he goes across, looking for a second into the E6 while he crosses. Luckily get that one in. Could have missed, but it did not. And again, we're just made an aggressive play. It worked out well. And then we finished the Paladin off for our second kill of the game. And now we can start being a little more aggressive with our hit points. We have 1,700 still. This is where you can, if you still have them, you can kind of get away with that. get a really unlucky bounce there, honestly. I mean, that was just pure dumb luck for the Progetto. So that's kind of unfortunate. He bounced right off his side, and that was AP as well. So it wasn't even like it was heat and just got absorbed. But yeah, we're able to finally finish him off before he's able to dump any more shells into us. And this game's over. This wasn't like a real close fought game in any sense of the matter. But we were able to basically just dish out the damage as quickly as possible by taking an aggressive spot early on in the game, just based off where their team was. And we finished off the other E6 for our 4th kill. And now we're just kind of moving in. And yeah, he just gets obliterated at the Foch, and now all that's left is artillery. Load the HE up because, you know, increased alpha is always fun. Take a pot shot at him and finish off the GW Tiger P for our 5th kill of the game. And finish that one off really, really quickly for our 3rd mark, as I said. 5,200 damage, 3K assisted, easy AK combined game. Easy, quote unquote, he says. But just a very quick and fast game that got us what we needed, and that was enough for the 3rd mark. Even a sniper medal in this tank, which is surprising. But yeah, the reason this tank's mark is probably so low, and not probably, it is so low because it was a free tank. So a lot of people have it, and this is always a joke on stream that we have is, oh boy, an E6 is YOLOing. What? Yeah, you just have a lot of new or inexperienced players that got this tank, and not to sound too I don't want to sound negative, but they don't play it very well. They just kind of, it goes fast, so they just drive in a straight line right at somebody and just go right at them. So the mark is very low, especially for a tier 10 medium. So it's kind of why. And honestly, it's not a tank I really played that much. I was just going through doubles yesterday trying to finish out the stage 8 of the sharpshooter contract, which is just a grind. It's only at like 70,000 XP out of the 700,000 I need, as you can see. Well, this was before I finished, but yeah, we're on Proc, which is a great map for this vehicle. Again, the kind of patent variants, not really a variant of the patent, but it's very similar in playstyle to them, I should say. And this game, there is no arty, so we're going to be able to really kind of do as we please on the ridgeline in the middle here, and just use our rearrange the spot. And luckily there's also only one light tank per team, which is always nice, because when you have multiple light tanks on Proc, it can get quite annoying if you're not in one, because they just fly around all up down the ridgeline and keep you spotted the entire time. And yeah, so we're going to go to my kind of usual spot here. Phenomenon medium is just going up this railroad and on the left side here, and just seeing if I can't get some easy shots. Unfortunately, the batch at AP, if you miss a return shot somehow, drives through that area. So unfortunately, we're not able to do what I'd like to do. And I like to poke up a little further, because sometimes you can spot people all the way in the back and get some side shots into them. But unfortunately, that game just, yeah, where their tanks were at wasn't cooperating with us. So, and again, we're kind of trying to poke here, but at this point, we just keep getting lit there. So better to cut our losses than to keep trying the same thing over and over again, because that's just the definition of insanity, and that's just not going to work. So we're going to go over more to this right side. We see most of our team is over there, which isn't ideal. Preferably, you'd like some people to go hill. And you can honestly go hill even in this, as we look for our first shot of damage into the M60, as he goes way too high up on the ridgeline. You can actually go hill, but I don't want to encourage that too much. From this spawn, it is viable. The other spawn on Proc, I really don't recommend it too much. You just sit there and really don't do much. But I also don't like seeing a lot of people go hill on this side either, because then you just lose all control of this side of the map. And I've seen that countless times too, where I don't know if people just hear, oh, the hill is a good play, and it is a decent play, but you don't want to send everybody to the hill, because otherwise it just, you lose complete map control, you get surrounded, and you just you lose. So you need a nice balance of tanks everywhere. Shocking, I know, but if you look at the map here, my right hand corner, just put another shot into the batch at AP. We have a lot of tanks on the 1-2 line here, and we're going to try to take advantage of that as we try to snap. I don't want to stay too lit or stay lit here for too long. So I'm just trying to not fully aim these shots. Just put another one into the mouse. Somehow he got into the bowl. I don't know. Whatever. He's trying to do mouse things. Unfortunately, he has an E6 in on his flank. So that's unfortunate for him. And there we bounce our first shot of damage. That one was 750, and at that point I was saying, well, that was a big gun. So they have only 3 TDs. I think it's a Grill, Waffle 4, the Tier 9, and then the Tier 10 UDES TD. So, not UDES, STRV. Sorry, same thing. Whatever. Yeah, and at this point we're just kind of chilling here. We're basically playing the role of a light tank. And we're actually looking at their scout right now, but that one was a little off on the shot there as the mouse pokes back up. And we don't really want to miss too many shots in this vehicle. We've already done 4K damage, and the potential here is there for a very, very big game if we can just make our shots count, connect them. And we put another one into the mouse. Being a little greedy here, but at the same time, we're only poking up very, very shortly. And put another one into him and finish the mouse off. So that kind of gets rid of him as a threat. And now we're just trying to get our vision up a little bit more. The Valor is really kind of annoying in this position. Because again, of his hull armor, or his turret armor, I should say, it's way better than mine. So if we can get shots into his side, that would be very nice for us. Plus, it would be nice for this game because he's basically the one spotting for their team. He's me on the enemy team, basically, at this point. As we were to put one shot in him along with somebody else. And so far, we've already done nearly a 6K combined in this game. So even if the game ended right now, this would be a very, very good result as we pick up a spot on the Skoda. And our team is slowly inching forward here. The scores are still pretty much the same. I kind of want to hopefully push them a little harder as we get an unlucky bounce off the right side of the pike nose on the Skoda T50. If you know what I'm talking about. And yeah, they definitely have the control of the other side of the map as we try to put one into the G-Sor. Doesn't quite come off. And now we're just looking for some shots, and we bounced another shot. That one was another big round. It looks like probably the Waffle is this Tier 9 Waffle is using the 128 just based off that damage counter. We get shot in the side, which is kind of annoying, and then we put one into the Batchet AP, get a nice little fire. I think that was the machine that shot me in the side there, looking for shots over at him. Now at this point, just making sure I don't get shot again in the rear. That's just not what I want at this point. This game's pretty much in control. They don't have many tanks ever on that spawn, just the machine who's now one shot and maybe one other vehicle, so it's not really a huge deal. We see their G-Sor has now kind of moved up into the bowl, so I load HE. Trying to see if I can get a shot into him and just one-shot him. And sure enough, here we go. And there we go, finish him off with the HE shell. So nice, kind of used to the ammo there at that point. So again, we're just chilling. And here you can see the big negative of why I don't play this tank a ton. It's just, the DPM is nice. I'm not gonna deny that. But man, the accuracy is just, ugh. It is disgusting. And at this point in the game, I'm like, man, we've already done a lot. And rather than sit in that same position, I'm going to try to get some momentum up here, some speed. And then it's my turn to go into the bowl and hopefully spot some of those TDs that have been sat in the back. The Waffle 4 hits our gun, luckily. We repaired that because, dear God, we need that so much in this vehicle. Looking for the shot on the one of those tanks in the back. The Valor does put one into us while we're not looking at him. Again, the turret armor on this thing isn't that great, especially if you're not looking at something directly. If we could get rid of this Valor right now, it would make my game so much easier because I could easily outspot anything in the back. He's the only one still spotting for his team. So basically, he's the one holding this whole operation up at this point for Operation Damage Farm, if you want to call it that. And yeah, we just need to try to figure out a way to get this guy out of the game. And ideally, we probably could have gone over towards the railroad tracks. and had a much easier time as we look for a shot to finish off the Skoda, but accuracy on this gun says no. And if I knew there weren't a bunch of TDs looking right at me, I probably could even poke. But if I try to poke on this Valor right now and kill him, I may kill him, but I'm gonna die. 9.9 times out of 10, I'm gonna die if I try to poke this guy right now. There's just too many vehicles left on their team that are looking this way as we able to finish off the Panzerkampfwagen 7. Totally butchered that, but it's okay. And now we're starting to spot these guys that are sat in the back. I don't know if it's directly me spotting them, as we're looking for one into the weak side armor, the E5, and it does come off. And now we're only down the heat too, which isn't ideal, as we see some of their tanks are getting spotted, lit up. I still don't want to go over yet, because the Waffle 4 is still probably looking this way, and yeah, there we go. Or that was the STRV hitting me right through my turret armor, because that thing's pen is ridiculous. So far we're up to 11k combined, which is you know, a pretty good game so far. And now you're just seeing the gun in action in all its glory that is this vehicle. We don't quite have enough pen on our, well, not pen, we can't quite overmatch the STRV, and as well as having heat rounds, it's just not ideal here. I think you need 122 to overmatch that. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong there. And yeah, it's just not working. So we finally decide to go poke up, kill him. We get lucky, we bounce the Waffle 4, and by the time he gets spotted though, yeah, he's gone. Not our assistant, unfortunately. I think it's the TD that moved up. Could have done a little bit more this game. The what ifs are there, but I'm not going to complain about a game that was 12k combined damage in a tier 10 medium with 5 kills. But if that Valor had died quicker, we could have had a just mega monster game in this tank. Still a ridiculous result nonetheless, but yeah, that game could have been stupid. Really, really stupid. As you still pick up a dumb 2k base XP in a tier 10 medium tank, which is just crazy because you're top tier all the time, so you're not shooting anything lower. And yeah, it's just a ridiculous result in the E6 on proc. And just an ideal scenario, basically, outside of that Valor staying alive. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed these two games. Give you an idea of what you need to do in this vehicle for 3 marks and what to expect. I'm going to try to pump out some videos because I have a ton of gameplays saved, so expect that hopefully over the next course of a couple weeks. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed, and I will catch you next time. See you. Peace.